everyone, welcome to MaysLugLife. I'm May, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Moped, and it's a discontinued bag. So it's kind of weird that I'm doing a review on a discontinued bag, but I'm doing it because I really like it, and I really put it to the test for the first time this weekend. And I thought maybe you guys would want to hear my thoughts on it. Also because it is a bag that Lug actually has been making for quite a while. This is probably, I think, one of the first times where they kind of have taken a bit of a hiatus on it. The Moped has existed in many different shapes and forms and colors and quiltings. So I'm thinking it's bound to make a comeback because Lug does sort of bring bags back again, at least even if they retweak them and modernize them, they still it's still roughly the same type of thing. So to me it's kind of like their puddle jumper. This is one of their more classic designs or classic silhouettes. So I figure it's possible that they'll come back with another one, and I thought it would be kind of an interesting thing for you guys to see. The most recent version of the Moped that Lug had put out. So I believe this came out about 2, maybe 3 years ago. And I bought it about a year ago, so it had already been discontinued by the time I got it. And then I put it away because I wasn't really needing it because I had other bags, and I'd used it a couple of times, just really, really short stints. I just went, sort of around the corner and did a couple of things. I wasn't carrying much, but yesterday I really put it to the test. I did what I really wanted to do with it. I sort of put everything that I wanted to put into it and used it all day long with a bunch of stuff for different reasons. So I thought I'd talk about that. So first of all, I will try to leave some kind of information on this bag at the end of this video. I usually leave fact sheets that are directly off of the website. Since I can't do that because Lug is no longer carrying this product, I will probably have to piecemeal together information about this bag from different websites. So it might not really be all that clear, might not be all that complete, but I'm going to do my best so that at least you have some idea what you're looking at. And also, just in case you guys are looking at this and finding it in thrift stores or used bag sites and things like that, like Poshmark and all that. And you are still probably going to be able to find them in independent luggage stores and bag stores. It is, like I said, a design that's been out for a while, so it's very likely that if you are running around and you're seeing Lug products in just, bag stores and luggage stores, this is very likely one of the designs that you'll find. So let's go on a tour of the outside, and then I'm going to go on the inside, and it is actually packed. So this is the bag I was using yesterday all day, so I carried it pretty much from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon until about 8 o'clock at night. And I carried pretty much everything that I needed. And yeah, so everything is kind of still in here. I took a couple of things out because, I was carrying them differently yesterday. But essentially, it's still packed. So let's just go on a tour, and then we'll talk about all the different things I was able to stuff into it. Although you're going to see them as I go anyways. All right, so first off, you'll see this bulging thing here. That's the signature cell phone pocket. So it does have that little pull tab like all the other ones do. And it is a horizontal sort of fleece-lined pouch. And you can see, look at the color in there. And so right now I have a battery pack for my cell phone, but it is a totally fleece-lined pocket. Oh, by the way, the print is, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Sorry, Dragonfly. Oh my gosh, I can't say this. Dragonfly Navy. Oh my god. Okay, so that's what I had in there yesterday. So I did, instead of having my cell phone in there, because I had my cell phone in my hand, but I did need to carry a battery pack. But it is a pretty big pocket. So it goes all the way to the bottom of the bag, and it's probably about, I don't know, 3.5 inches deep. So it's actually quite wide. It's very, very wide. So you can fit almost any size phone as far as that goes. And it's big enough. I mean, if you look, that's a pretty chunky battery pack. So I was able to put a fair bit in there, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So if you've got a really chunky case, you should be able to get in there. So then we have, on the back, you have one zipper pocket that goes from there. Oh, sorry, it's stuck on the There we go, the strap is stuck. So from there all the way to the very bottom, and it's zippered, which is really nice. I kind of like that because you can keep your things a little bit more secure and nothing really falls out if you don't want anything to get seen. It's private, it's a little bit more private, but it's a little bit squished at the moment, but I don't know if you can see, there is a little bit of organization in this pack. So there you have a little slip pocket that goes pretty much almost all the way down. So it kind of goes to about there. So you can probably, you know, fit another, you know, another phone or the battery pack. But it's not fleece lined, so you wouldn't be able to put anything you don't want scratched. And then there's another pocket, and I really hope you can see. There's another slip pocket down there. Do you see that? So that is tiny. It's about this big. It really is. It's probably big, and it's about that long and about this wide, sorry, this tall. And it probably fits, like, if you wanted to put like a what are they called? Like a thumb drive. You could slide a thumb drive in there horizontally. That to me is sort of is the size of that. So you could put like your battery pack in one, and then you could put your thumb drive there, or you could like wrap up your cable cord, your charger cord, and put it right there. So it would have a little spot there. You could put your earbuds in there. So anyway, so there's a little bit of organization there. And this pocket back here, if you can see that little tag right there, this is the RFID pocket. So if you wanted to carry, I guess, your passport, I'm imagining you could probably put your passport in there. I haven't actually checked mine because mine's really hidden away and I really didn't feel like grabbing it. But it looks like it's almost the width of a passport. So I guess you could keep things a little bit extra safe in here. You could probably put like a few cards in there, but it would kind of go to the bottom. So if you really wanted to keep things extra safe and you didn't want, you know, a wallet, you probably could put them here. Or you could put your wallet back here, as long as it was pretty thin. So there's a little bit of organization, and look at the color. Look at how bright that is. You can see everything in there. It's so clear. So that's the back pocket. It does not have feet or plastic at the bottom, but you probably don't want to put this down anyways. And then look at the side here. This side here has a hidden zippered pouch that you can hold your umbrella or your water bottle. Now, I did not carry this water bottle yesterday because I hadn't tested this pouch, and I have a really tall water bottle, and I was going to be going to a place where I was going to possibly get bumped a lot, and I was a little bit scared that I was going to lose my water bottle. So I decided not to. But it did fit. I did sort of look at it and go, yeah, I probably could get away with it, but I was just scared. I didn't want to lose my water bottle. I knew I was going to be going to a place where I knew I was going to get jostled, and I didn't want that slipping out. So I'll probably try something a little bit shorter that doesn't go quite so tall, but that is a tall water bottle. It's narrow, but it's very, very tall. And I was still able to get that to fit, and it sits really snugly up against the side. I was just nervous. So that was just me. I was just really scared that that was just going to fall out, and I did not want to lose my favorite water bottle. But it is really, really cool that it is not a magnetic or a little snap thing. It's so streamlined that you don't even notice it. Like, I'll be honest with you, I actually didn't notice this pocket until I came home. So when I first bought this bag, I didn't see it, and it wasn't until I came home that I was like, what's this? And I thought maybe it was just an extension, but no, it was the hidden water bottle pouch, which is so cute. So there we go. So that's the hidden water bottle pouch. Oh, and I think you can see there the that whole pocket there has a little gusset. And I didn't show you, there's another zipper pocket right behind that cell phone pocket. And, whoops, so I'm trying to get this to stand up here. And I have an eco shopper, matching eco shopper, and another tiny, tiny sort of reusable shopping bag in there. And that all fit into that little zipper pocket. And it, like I said, it does have its own gusset right there. So when you don't have anything in there, it's really, really flat and sits really nicely. And it's really sort of a thin profile. But you can actually stuff that if you wanted to. So, and again, just on regular, there's no fleece line there. So that's just something that you can, a place that you can just carry things like this. So yeah, so my 2 eco shoppers were going in there, or my 1 eco shopper and another non-lug shopper. And all the hardware is the gunmetal. So you've got the little turn knob. The zipper pulls are, the zippers are not, the zippers are tonal, but the zipper pulls are, but the zipper pulls do not have the little hole in them or a little loop in them, so you can't really hang anything off of the zipper pulls. Just put that out there, because at least not this one. This bottom one does for some reason. I don't quite know why. I tried to hang something off of that. I actually tried to hang this guy off of it, and he just got in the way, so I decided not to. But I did hang it off the little tab, the little loop that you use to open the signature cell phone pocket. There is an adjustable strap. This is a 1.5 inch strap, so this is a sort of a rare thing. There aren't too many lugs that come with a 1.5 inch strap. This one does. However, unlike many of Lug's bags, this one is completely attached. So it's sewn right in. You actually cannot take it off with the little lobster claws. So you would not be able to switch out it for a different strap. You couldn't color coordinate. But it actually in some ways makes it a lot more sturdy. And it seems to hold a lot of weight. So I felt like it was a lot more sturdy. It didn't sort of jangle around when I was carrying it. It kept it really still. And it feels really substantial. So anyway, but it is adjustable. So I was able to get this to go really, really long if I wanted to. You could go short and just wear it over your shoulder. And weirdly, if you really wanted to go short, I actually wore this for a brief moment yesterday around my hip, just because I really just didn't want my hands. I wanted my hands free, and I was able to get this to adjust and sit around my hips. My hips, not my waist, but my hips. So anyways, that being said, if you really wanted to, you probably could. It's a little bit awkward, but you can. Okay, so front here has the little turn knob, and then let's go on to the inside, because this is where all the fun is. So look at this. So right off the bat, there is one zipper mesh pocket at the top. I have my tram wallet in here. I was able to fit, and it's relatively full. It's a pretty full tram wallet, and it does fit in that one little slot up there. You do have to be careful. If it was a little bit more full, I would probably have a little bit of trouble. And you have to put the zipper, you have to put the zipper and the snap facing downward. If it's up, then this zipper coming across catches a little bit, and I don't want to wreck the zipper, so I sort of pushed it downwards, and it zipped no problem. So that's where my tram lived. And then right below it is another zipper pocket, and it's a clear view pocket. And it's pretty shallow, so it doesn't really hold a lot as far as like height. So I've got a couple of little pill bottles there. I have a spare mask. I have my trusty Sage Peppermint Halo pen that you sort of dab on your head when you've got a headache, which yesterday I did and today I do. I have an alcohol spray. I have a little lotion. And they all go in there relatively well. If I can just get this to sit there now. And like I said, it's because it's clear view, I was able to see exactly where everything was all day. So when things were not looking so great and I really needed my ibuprofen and I needed to put my peppermint halo on my head, I could see exactly where it was. I didn't have to rummage at all. So that's mesh pocket, clear view pocket. And then down here, you can see there is a privacy zip pocket. And it's pretty deep. It goes all the way to the very bottom of the bag. It is not fleece lined, but it is pretty big. And so that's the third kind of pocket. So there's a mesh pocket, clear view pocket, and a privacy zip pocket, which is pretty cool. I carried this yesterday because I wanted to carry my pretty big iPad. I have an iPad Air 2, but it has, I don't know if you can see, the chunkiest, most rubbery case of all time. So I always like to have my tech really well protected because I drop things all the time. So I was able to easily get my iPad in and out of this bag, which is probably the easiest one for me to get out of. For a small compact bag, this was the easiest thing for my iPad to go in and out of, and that was the reason why I was carrying this yesterday. I needed to have access to my iPad constantly all day long, so I was going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Now, what I've been carrying up until now was my compass. And the reason why I carried the compass is just that. It is a bag that was designed with a very specific iPad pouch in the back. And I've been using this as my iPad pouch for quite a while now. I've been carrying my compass for a fair bit. But because it's a really thin pocket, I don't know if you can see, it's quite thin. It's got a wide opening, but once it gets in, because my iPad is so chunky and so rubbery and so thick, so it also has a handle back here, so I use that as my handle all the time, and that really helps me hold on to my stuff. When I start putting it in here, especially when my bag is full, it gets really stuck. So not that it doesn't fit, it fits really well in the compass. It's just that because this one was so much bigger, it has a much wider opening, I was able to slide this thing in and out absolutely easily because it wasn't super full, and I was able to get it in and out because I wasn't struggling with the sides of the bag. So that's the iPad. And then inside of here, I also had my Peekaboo cell phone pouch slash carry, well, whatever, my crossbody. There is a crossbody strap in here as well. So I was carrying that. This is in the ocean blue. In case you're wondering, it actually looks pretty good. Those of you who are not sure, there's a little bit of that sort of blue on the Dragonfly navy print, and I think they're almost identical. So if you're trying to look at coordinating and sort of matching your stuff, at first I thought this was like a cobalt blue, but it's actually more of an ocean blue. So I've sort of been buying some of the wrong accessories for this print. I've been buying a lot of cobalt stuff, thinking that that was actually the color that was supposed to match. As it turns out, it's actually the ocean blue. So just putting that out there for anybody who cares. So anyway, so I was carrying that inside as well, and that is full. That had a couple other things in it as well. And then if you're going to look at the other organization in here, so here there's another sort of fleece-lined pocket. Oh, so it's only fleece-lined on the one side, just on the back of it. And I have another battery pack because I was doing a lot of stuff with my iPad and with my phone yesterday, so I had to carry a lot of battery packs. So that's the second battery pack that I was carrying. There was actually a third one in my pocket, in my coat pocket as well. There's a cable in here. And then there are two little pen slots right next door. So I could have carried those. I could carry pens in there. And then there is the bungee key cord with the little lobster clip. I didn't carry anything on here yesterday, but I know that there are going to be days where I'm going to really find that handy. So that's the organization in that bag. So like I said, key cord, two pen slots, one little slide pocket there, and the privacy zip pocket in the back. So there's a lot of organization inside this bag. So that's sort of the tour. And so basically I'm just going to sort of talk about a couple of things. So first of all, the things I like about this bag, like I said, that I can throw my iPad in there super easily and not have it get stuck in anything because it's so big and wide, and I could see everything inside the bag. And I could also still carry other things in the front of it. So yeah, I had my Peekaboo. I had another thing in there at the side, and I was able to access everything. I'm still able to pull my iPad in and out really quickly. When I needed my drugs, when I needed all my stuff, it was right there at the very top. So all I had to do was flip it open, and ta-da, I could see it. And it was so like facing me that I couldn't miss what was there. And the thing that I needed as well was my wallet, and that was the very, very top, and I could see exactly where it was at all times. So that was really, really cool. And I gotta be honest with you, being able to see my wallet just gave me that sort of sense of security, like, okay, I still have it, thankfully, and I didn't really panic. And to be able to access everything really, really well. So when I was looking at my bag and I would lift it up, I could see and I could access, and I could see and I could access, I could see and I could access. Just the layout of the bag is super, super user-friendly. I was able to get to everything really fast. I knew where everything was because it was really clear, and I could see everything from the top. There was absolutely no obstruction. And yeah, so when I needed that as well, it was in the right place. It was way down. I didn't have to like touch the rest of my bag. And if I would really, really wanted to, I could still access my beverage. I just didn't carry it yesterday. So those are the things I liked about it. And the fact that there's so many different kinds of pockets. There's a mesh pocket, which I'm not quite sure exactly why I want a mesh versus a clear view at the moment. But you know what? Having the mesh, having the option of a mesh, really, really cool idea. Having a really awesome clear view right there, and then being able to have another different kind of zip pocket. So for all of my different needs, things I didn't want to see, things I did want to see, things maybe I want to air out, I have the option of doing all that in this bag. I love that I mean, I know some people hate the key bungee. I actually love it. Sometimes I don't use it for keys. Sometimes I use it for other things that I know it's going to get lost at the bottom of my bag. So I hook it on here, and then when I need it, I at least know where to fish it from. I'm not just sort of scrounging for it. I'm like, okay, it's attached to this somehow. So I just sort of run my hand down the the bungee until I find the thing and I can pull it out. So it's like almost like a little fishing rod that I use instead of maybe an actual key bungee per se. So then, yeah, and because I still have a lot of room for, so I've got my essentials, but big essentials, and I still have room for a couple extra little things as well. And it's a really slim profile, and it was a really comfortable crossbody. I'm 5'3" and a bit, and this was not too long. This didn't go down too long on my leg. It wasn't bouncing around on my leg. It felt really comfortable. It felt really stable. So loved that. My two things I don't love about this bag that I'm thinking maybe there might be a way to rejig this the next time they release this is this little guy right here. So the little turn lock on it is in a funny place and it doesn't have a lot of structure. So when things were kind of weird, like when it was kind of empty, I couldn't quite get the flap to close down. And even when it was full and I had something there, because I was carrying something in this pocket, this was pushing against this and I couldn't get the hole to even quite come over top of the latch. So I was sort of floating up here and I wasn't able to even get it over. So I sort of had to reorganize a couple of things and make sure that the bag wasn't too packed here. So when I did have something up here, and it was really, really thick here, sorry about the jiggle there, and then I had something in this pocket, they were sort of bouncing off each other, and then I couldn't close the bag. Bit of a problem. So I had to sort of rejig everything so that things sat more at the bottom of the bag so that I could close this. It is kind of nice to have that ability to just sort of twist and turn without a snap or without a zipper or whatever it is. I kind of did like that. And it makes it look kind of nice. I actually do like the look of that. I think it looks kind of cute. I'm not generally a huge fan of that, but for some reason it worked on this particular bag. And so the other thing I didn't like was where the cell phone pocket sat because of how much you have to pack in this bag. So as you can see, I packed it a fair bit. There's a fair bit in it, you saw. This thing, even though it has a little bit of a gusset, it sort of sat up and it really was hard to keep whatever that is flat. So because I've got a few things, now these, as you saw, were things that were quite flat and quite squishy. But it is something, and because I've got stuff like in the interior as well, it was pushing this pocket out. So I couldn't put very much in here. It had to be flat, and it had to be something I wasn't really worried about breaking. So I would have felt really uncomfortable putting like my sunglasses in there or my reading glasses, because I think they would have snapped in half. If I had put my glasses in there, and then I had a whole bunch of stuff in the back pocket and an inside, I felt like everything would have pushed up against this pocket and probably snapped my glasses in half. So I would have never put my glasses in there, probably only my cell phone. But even still, when I put my actual cell phone in there, because it's a lot longer, I couldn't close it, so it was kind of gaping open, so anybody could look in and see that my cell phone was in that pocket, and I couldn't get that magnetic tab to close off. So I put this in there because it's quite short. It didn't really take up a ton of room, and I actually had it upright like this because I had the cable kind of I had the cable hanging out of it, attached to my phone that I had in my hand. So I was able to sort of, suck the juice out of this battery pack with the cable, sort of hanging out of the top. Here, I'll show you what I mean. So I actually had the cable running, comme ça, and then I had it plugged into my phone. This is another battery pack. And so I was carrying around like that, and that's where my battery pack lives. So it was just kind of a place to carry it, but it didn't really, I don't think it was safe. But because I knew it was sort of tethered to my phone, I didn't feel like it was going to get lost. But probably not the safest place for anything you really value. So I wasn't really able to carry much in there. So aside from that, it did carry what I needed to carry. It just didn't carry it very well. So those are the cons, I thought, to this bag. And also, too, as far as this little pouch, I would have loved a second one on the other side, because yesterday it was raining, and so I would have loved a place for my cell phone and another place on the other side for my umbrella, for when I didn't need it. So I think it would have been nice if they had zipper, if they had put this little zipper thing on both sides. I mean, you don't need it, you really don't see it. So like, what is it that you know, like, it's not really going to take away from the profile. It's not going to add any bulk. It's not going to add anything different. So it would have been nice to have it on both sides. Also, if you're carrying your bag on the other side, or if you're left-handed, it would have been nice to be able to switch it from one side to the other, depending on how you like to carry your bag. Because if I had worn this, because I wore this over my left hip, so I could access my water bottle here. But if I decided to carry it over my right hip, then this would have been the side that I would have had access to, and I would have had to, then my water bottle would have been dangling behind me. So anyways, just to give us options to be able to carry it either way or use both sides, I think would have been nice. So those are my suggestions to lug when you guys decide you want to reorganize and redo this bag and re-release it. Otherwise, it's great. The zippers here on that little bag in the back, the pouch on the back, the zipper in the back was really great. All three different kinds of little pockets on the inside. Love it. Great bag. I definitely recommend it. This is one of my favorite bags now. I didn't even know I was going to like it. I bought it because I went into an independent store and I knew they were struggling during the pandemic, so I decided to go in there and support them. And I bought a bag I didn't need because I already had my compass, and I actually have 3 compasses. I didn't need another bag like this, but I like the color, I like the pattern. The guys in there were so cool, and I really wanted to buy something from them, so I did. And as it turns out, I'm so glad I got it, because it's probably going to be the bag that I use. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using the compass this year anymore, because I'm always going to be carrying my iPad for the next little while. So until I'm just carrying other things, if I still need to carry my iPad, it's going to go in there. And this is such a fun spring sort of summery color that this just makes me happy. So I'm going to probably carry this at least for a little while, until I don't need to, until I need the compass again. So that's it. Sorry it was a bit long, but I wanted to go on about this because there were a lot of different things about this bag. It has so many features. It's kind of hard to really not talk about it because it's packed. So it looks like a really simple bag, but then when you start going inside, it's got features and pockets galore. Major organization in this bag. Really, really cool feel. Love the shape. Lots of really great, things that you can use it for. And I love it. Please lug. Please bring back the Moped. It's an awesome bag. That's it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. That's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.